Might be a quick gamble. Maybe I'm reaching. I kind of doubt it. Well, I don't think I'm saying this. I don't think it's too early for me to be saying it, even though it just came out. I think once some time, develops, like maybe 2, 3 years down the road, I think people can look at this film and legitimately say this may be Tyler Perry's best work. Hey, what's going on, folks? Another episode of Ryan Reviews Everything, and we are talking about Tyler Perry's latest project, which I think is done very well done. We're talking about the 688, starring Kerry Washington and Ebony Obsidian, two of the main characters, in my opinion, in this movie. And for those who are unfamiliar with it, the 688 is based on a true story, and it follows just some of the hardships and accomplishments that the 688 had to endure. And this group of women was led by Charity Adams. Charity Adams is played by Kerry Washington. So it really just goes through, once again, all of the adversity they had to face, dealing with blatant racism, all types of disrespect. Given the main purpose of the movie is they're giving a task that is on a low priority for a lot of the soldiers until the president speaks up and wants the mail to be, corrected and sorted out. Which, of course, it sounds very minimal and just a bunch of like annoying busy work at times. But in this case, it's a big deal because it's on the president's priority, and the purpose of it is to try to build morale within the American troops. So I thought it was amazing. I will say this, and it might be a quick gamble. Maybe I'm reaching. I kind of doubt it. Well, I don't think I'm saying this. I don't think it's too early for me to be saying it, even though it just came out. I think once some time, develops, like maybe 2, 3 years down the road, I think people can look at this film and legitimately say this may be Tyler Perry's best work. I'll put it that way. Especially with some of the other stuff like The Divorce in the Black, and then Beauty in the Black, and all of the Medea movies and stuff like that. If those previous movies weren't up your alley, I do feel like the 688 would be up your alley. Once again, this is based on a true story. It's a serious movie. And yeah, just me being a African American person of color, this entire movie had me in my feelings from start to beginning. A lot of different feelings, mainly resentment and anger, because once again you see the blatant racism, in your face racism that these women had to face. And then on top of that, all the parts, I did laugh here and there. The actress who plays Johnny May was funny. It wasn't too much comedy, but it was enough to lighten the mood here and there, just to break up that long, pattern of seriousness and racism here and there. So there was some bits of comedy where I laughed, and then like towards the end, this is not a spoiler alert, but towards the end, I actually did shed a tear, because I love a good movie where if you enjoyed it and they actually show you, actual pictures or footage of the actual women, the real women who served the 688 in that case. And so that definitely was the case, and you can actually hear some of them speak. At one point, Lena is the character that Ebony Obsidian plays. And towards the end, Lena is literally like reading a letter on talking about her memories of serving under Charity Adams and the type of accomplishment they felt, finishing such a task. And one of the sad parts is it was more like the Denzel Washington slow tear, except it was tear of happiness or pride from me. I'll put it that way. I wasn't boo-hooing, but I had the Denzel tear of just happiness to see these women, in the modern day. But at some point, she even says, we were treated better in Europe than we were when we returned to our country, this and the third. But it was great, man. I really feel like this is Tyler Perry's best work. In addition to that, yeah, I really feel like this might be Kerry Washington's best performance. Like the sometimes you gotta when you watch a movie, maybe folks can relate, maybe some can't. I really look forward to seeing like how the actress or actor sets the tone when they first appear on the scene. And when Kerry Washington first steps on the scene, her first appearance in this movie, she just takes command. Like she has just this, you know, dope, commanding presence throughout the movie. This air of confidence and this is how it's going to be ran. It was amazing. I really felt like Kerry Washington really did her thing, and I'm sure there's a number of award ceremonies and things like award shows. I really feel like she should get something. As Denzel once said, she should leave here with something. But or at least get a nomination at the very least. It was just a dope movie, and this next part is a spoiler alert. I will say this. I will. And this is giving it too much attention already. Like on my spare time, I'll scroll on Twitter or Instagram and stuff like that. Now there are some racist comments about the movie, and I won't go into detail. You can look them up yourself. But I really feel like those people are either trolling or they just purposely want to, tear down, a movie and purposely overlook what the main point of it was about. Again, yeah, this whole point, like their main assignment in this movie is to literally sort out the mail and get it out to the soldiers to help boost morale. Like the mail has been what back ordered or whatever you want to call it for like months, like 10, 12 months or something like that. And again, it's not like I didn't feel like this movie was trying to highlight like this was the key point in helping America win the war. No, it wasn't anything like that. Really felt like they were given an objective. Hey, we need our soldiers to something to boost their morale. Some of the white women soldiers couldn't figure this out. And although we find this to be a low on the totem pole priority, it's still like pulling teeth even to get you black women to do this task. And so when they were given this task, they're still given a lot of hurdles and unfair, and just unfair starting points as well. So, so like I said, I really feel like there's some people who's going to be trolling, saying some racist remarks about the movie. And I really feel like they purposely are turning a blind eye to it. I really feel like it was more about how they were able to complete this objective in addition to facing all types of mistreatment within the military, which is crazy because it's like we're literally on the same side. Hey, yes, I'm sure your role may be a little more dangerous, a little more life threatening, but hey, I mean, we're still on the same side. I'm given this task. My objective is to try to boost morale. And yet I can't get the same fair start as I'm sure my white female counterparts, got, when doing this task. So I really feel like it was more about that. And because of that, that's what really made me, getting my feelings for the bulk of the movie, just seeing the type of racism and stuff like that. This is a spoiler alert. So you can fast forward or clip this part if you don't want to hear it, fast forward a little bit. Small example, like there was even this one part, one of many examples, I'll say. There's one part where like Charity Adams, once again played by Kerry Washington, Charity Adams is taking her girls to the movie on base. This is before they're deployed to Europe. She take her girls on base so they could watch a movie, and like this white soldier and his boys are trying to let them know y'all got to move to the back of the theater. And despite the fact that Charity Adams outranks this guy who's barking orders, he doesn't show any type of respect and even calls her a nigger, smack dab in her face, and let her know I'll never salute you, this and the third. So it's stuff like that is, I feel like, is just as much of the main point of this movie as opposed of their objective of sorting out mail. And even with that, Charity Adams is initially offended about this task that is given to her and her soldiers until she sees how backed up it is and understands the importance of trying to boost the soldiers' morale. Nevertheless, man, I really enjoyed this movie. I really feel like this was a phenomenal performance by Kerry Washington, but also a great performance by Ebony Obsidian as well. I remember the first time I saw her was actually on like a YouTube web series called Tough Love, which was done very well. So YouTube that if you weren't familiar with anything that Ebony Obsidian has done. She's done a lot ever since Tough Love. Don't get me twisted. But she's a very dope actor or actress or whatnot. And I thought this was a phenomenal film. And again, I think Tyler Perry is trolling because he clearly knows how to do a movie that could be the complete opposite of A Divorce in Black and anything else that you might look at him sideways about. So, love it or hate it, man. That's my opinion. Peace.